Hello everybody, this is a quick tutorial on how to make a cheesy ass website like this. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do when making a website is to build the directory. So I built mine in my USB. So first thing you do, you make a folder called website. I'm calling it website. The next thing you do, you make another folder called images, and you put your images here later on. Alright, so once you've done that, go into a notepad and then you can start writing code, HTML code for your website. Alright, so the first thing you do when writing HTML is you gotta write this here. So you gotta write HTML here and then HTML here, and then you gotta write body and body. So when you first start off, it will look like this, and then you can start writing code in between here. Okay, so once you've done that, the next thing is background. So here, this is the HTML coding for background. So this is the coding for background. Alright, so this is the HTML coding for background. So less than body style equals quotation marks background dash color colon gray semicolon. Alright, so here this is where you can dictate the color of your website. So for example, if I change this to yellow and go file save and I press this, it will turn yellow. Alright, another important thing you should note is that when saving it, when you first save it, this is how you must save it. You press save as, you go to your website folder, and inside the website folder, not inside the images folder, you name it index, the HTML, and then you press all files. Okay, so that's what you name it, and then you'll be able to access it through a browser and all that. So yeah, okay, so once you made your background, you can start adding things like your header. So for example, you so very tasty is my header. So what I did was write h1 here and then h1 forward and then end /h1. So here h1 is header 1. So if I change this, I could say lol, and if I press save again and I refresh, it did it lol. See? Okay, so yeah, alright. And then like you can just add more headers like h2 /h2 h3 and so forth. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna add is a little phrase or a paragraph as you would call. So to make a phrase or paragraph, you use p and /p. So alright, this website is a tra-la-la-la-la-la. Right, so and it makes this little thing right here. Okay, so the next thing I added here was some links to some other pages that I made. So to make a link to another page, you have to use this code here. href equals h website, whatever the directory of your thing is. So to find the directory, for example, you just go in here, website, and then you can just click here and you get it. And so this will be, so if I wanted to link this, it would be one of these. Alright, simple enough. Okay, so that's how you make a link to another page, and then you call it whatever you want right here. So I called mine home for the first page, and then for the second page I called mine page 1. Well, yeah, for the first other page I called page 1 and so forth. So yeah, so in here you can just click. It's pretty nice. Alright, after that I used this BR, which breaks a line in between here. If I didn't have it, it would look like this. So it will look like that. So yeah, that's what that does. Okay, so I'm just gonna add it back in. Alright, next thing I did was add a link to a real website. So again, I'm using the same coding as right here. So still the same, except instead of using the directory, I use the real website link, and then I call it Google. So for example, I go here, I click on Google, I go to Google. Amazing. Alright, then the next thing I added was a picture. So again, I went on Google, found any picture, I went into here, and I saved it here in image as a trollface JPEG, as trollface.jpg. As you can see here, this is the coding I used for it. Image, SRC, images, and then the directory, and then blah, blah. Basically, all you gotta do is change this here to the image, and yeah. So this is it, the coding right here. This is the coding right here for it. So all you gotta do is change this, and yeah. Another thing I added on the side was center coding, and just to make it on center, also be all to the right of the all to the left of the page, and yeah. Alright. So the next thing I did was just add some more text, but I use a different style. I use a different style of font and character size. So for example, wait, let me just open it up again. See here, this is different to just this standard generic text. So to make that kind of text, you just got to use this code right here. It's pretty much the same, except you got this line here. It's pretty much the same to this, I mean, except you got this here to tell it what font size, what character type, and what color it is. And yeah, and you also have to add this here to end the font. Alright, so another thing I did was add a YouTube video. It doesn't really play here because I'm not allowed to, but I'll show you how to add one anyway. Go to YouTube, pick and go share, and then you click embed, and then you get this coding. So what you want to do is copy this coding, and then you just paste it into your thing. But for some reason when I paste it doesn't work, so I just copied it by hand, which was very annoying. And I got there, and then so now I got this nice YouTube video on my thing, on my webpage. And lastly, one I wanted to add was an email. So to add email, use this coding called ahref to mail, add your email here, and then name your email whatever you want, and then save, and then it will be in your thing. And then if you click on it, it'll take you to Outlook, but you know, Outlook's lame. Right, so thank you for watching. That's how you make a website.